Hey everybody, listen up. I got mega huge news. Meat Eater Live is heading back out on the road. That's right. Join me and the crew. Clay Newcomb, Cal, Yanni, Spencer's going to be there. Phil the Engineer's going to be there. Meat Eater Live, headed back out. Now, when you get every ticket, okay, every ticket you buy, you get a signed copy of our new Meat Eater Outdoor Cookbook. This tour is celebrating the release of the book. Buy a ticket, get a signed copy, Meat Eater Outdoor Cookbook, wild game recipes for the grill, smoker, camp stove, and campfire, which I'll point out is a $38 value. Here's where we're going to go. April 23rd, the Mesa Art Center in Mesa, Arizona. April 24, the Balboa Theater in San Diego. April 25, the Grove in Anaheim, California. April 27, the Crest Theater in Sacramento. April 29, the Union in Salt Lake City. April 30, the Egyptian in Boise. May 1, the Wilma Theater in Missoula. May 2, the Bing Crosby Theater in Spokane, Washington. May 4, Revolution Hall in Portland, Oregon. And May 5, the last day of the tour, Pantages Theater in Tacoma, Washington. For tickets and more information, visit the events page at themeateater.com. Hope to see you at the show.
You're listening to another Big Buck Breakdown from the Element Podcast. What's happening, all my woods people? It's a rainy day today. It's the weatherman of Whitetail. It is Tyler Jones. Oh, what's happening? We are just sitting in the truck again. We did a podcast with a friend last night, and we were like, yeah, we're just chilling in the truck, telling him, I don't remember. It was like we didn't say it that way, but like he figured out, obviously, that we were in the truck. And we were like, he was like, dude, do y'all do a podcast anywhere but in the truck? And I was like, man, we don't have houses, so
That's right.
I don't know what we're supposed to do.
So many things we have to run around and do, man.
We sleep in trucks.
Whenever you're scouting and hunting and checking trail
trucks.
cameras and doing all this stuff, man. It's
Working trucks.
You got to be in the truck. It's just what it is.
That's it. Well, today we've got a buddy of mine who also happens to be related by marriage. Fortunately. No. Anyway, he's Kash Sisk, and he killed a buck last year, which is kind of odd that we would do a big buck breakdown, but I've been wanting to do this since last year, and we just haven't had the time. Kash has been busy in school. I've been busy, trying to podcast with people that, other people that shoot big deer other than him, apparently. So we finally got him on the podcast. And anyway, it's going to be a good one. You guys are going to like the story. But first, KC, you have recently killed something, and we're going to be posting a video of it tonight.
Guys, I finally killed something, so it's a big deal, all right? Casey killed something.
You killed a doe last year?
I did kill a doe last year. How about and a spike?
You did?
Meat buck, dude.
On public land?
That's right, dude. I killed all of 8 inches of whitetail last year.
I'm tired of all my friends being self-deprecating. Tired of this.
Anyways, we got back from the Gila, and I was, kind of down and out, honestly, about my abilities. And I went over to my property and checked a trail camera. It was an Exodus Lift 2.
That's a good camera.
Yeah, it's bad to the bone, so clear. But I checked that trail camera, and I had it on burst mode, and I was able to determine that I had this one bully old boar that would come in and run the deer off of the corn that I had set out for, just this camera trap. And this boar hog would come in the evenings and run off all the deer and eat what he wanted to and then leave, and the deer would come back. So I said, I need to go in there and take care of this situation.
Yep.
I set up on the ground 11 yards from the corn and shot this pig, head on, frontal at 11 yards.
You said 12 in the video.
Oh, so 12. Sorry, guys.
And next year, it's going to be 9 yards.
Somebody is going to definitely correct me on the YouTube comments. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, they will.
Let me know.
Yes, they will.
That Exodus Lift 2 let me know what I needed to do about this hog situation. Yeah. And it's pretty dang cool camera, man. It's a high price camera, man. But it's like, if you want something that's legit, that's going to be super clear. You know, like I've got deer that I guarantee if I wanted to, I could find the ticks and count them. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the thing. Like you're using this. This is a higher price camera, so you're using it. This is one that goes on your property.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't one necessarily, even though they have a good warranty or whatever. It's not one that we're putting out on public because the hassle of replacing it is kind of not worth it. You know, we'd rather use some cheap cameras, which us having cheap cameras over the years is why we probably love this camera so much, because it's like it's a breath of fresh air to be able to have some detail in the pictures for sure. But yeah, man, it's a cool little video. I'm going to try to get that out tonight. So if you're listening on the first night of this first day of this podcast, it'll be out tonight, and you can go and correct Casey all you want. I'm telling you, I'm already calling it right now. Okay, somebody's going to say something that you need to do about your arrow rest.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like there's gonna be about 3 experts that try to get on there and tell you what you should do to fix that problem.
Yeah.
And you don't know what that problem is if you're listening right now, so you'll have to go watch the video to figure it out. But we did have somebody from the Gila video that was like, your pants are squeaking, they're giving you away. And I'm like, well, dadgummit, I guess I should have wore Wranglers, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
or just
know.
no pants.
Or no pants would have been good. At that point, all right, well, we'll get to Kash then, I guess. Is there anything else going on in our lives, man?
Man, we're just trying to hunt.
That's trying.
It's like, it's such a weird time because we've done a really good job this year of not just wearing it out and going hunting too much because they're low odd sits because it's hot and all. We did have the cold fronts, which...
That's the thing. It's like, should we have been going?
I don't know. I mean, you can't kill them at home, right? But at the same time, we've got a lot of hunts coming up this fall, and we're poor boys, and there's just so much gas money in this world. You know what I mean? In these public
Donald
places
Trump
in
has it all.
Texas. That's right. There's all these places that... in Texas that are public that are millions of miles apart. So you got to drive all over the world to actually go hunt.
Yeah.
I've hunted a little bit at home, and you'll see that video tonight. And I think that we're maybe plotting another hunt close to home for this week.
Yeah. If this was a normal October, I wouldn't feel bad about the hunts that I've done this year.
Yeah.
It's just that we had some raging cold fronts that like kind of makes you sad that you
We
couldn't
hunted
hunt.
one of them.
Yeah.
And then the next one, we both had just prior commitments that we just couldn't not do. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I know. But it's like I gave 2 weekends away in October, 2 Saturdays away, not even weekends. And of course, one of those weekends is the baddest cold front that's ever hit, in our lifetime.
But it's still early October, man. Yes, you could have killed a deer, but it's not like it's going to make the rut happen sooner. You know what I mean? Like, they might have got on their feet a little bit earlier or whatever, but it's still not as good as what it is going to be a month from now.
So you're telling me weather doesn't affect the rut?
It does not affect the rut. I don't think so. It's going to affect your visual perception of the rut, which is much different than the rut itself.
We might not need to get into this right now. Yeah. Okay, well, then let's get to Kash and let him tell his story. All right, now on the phone, we've got Kash Sisk. He's my wife's cousin. He is a big deer hunter. His dad's a big deer hunter. I've actually been on a sheep hunt with your dad, so we have spent some time in the woods together, man, for sure. And I know you guys did that, was it a couple years ago, where he was actually successful on sheep and goat. So that was a pretty cool hunt.
Last summer.
Yeah. So that was actually, man, we weren't really planning on this, but didn't y'all do like 10 miles by foot on backpacking?
We hiked in 5 miles the first day and 5 miles the second day. And then once we shot it, we hiked the full 10 miles out.
Ugh.
Then one day. It took 8 hours.
That's pretty brutal, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty good hike.
Yeah. It's a good thing you're a young pup, man. You can handle stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty neat, man. I know that was a cool experience, and I was glad that if your dad was going to, shoot one with somebody, it was with you, man. I know that probably meant a lot to him. And
that's a cool thing to see.
Yeah. So anyway, we were going to do this episode last year, and things just kind of got in the way. A lot of times when you and I are together, it's we're eating Meemaw's cake and pies and stuff instead of doing business. So it's holiday season and stuff kind of got in the way. And but I did want to get you back on here to talk about this deer that you shot last year. because, man, it's not often that, good deer get shot around here by people I know. Usually they're going out of state or whatever. So anyway, talk about the deer, man. Did you have any history with this buck, and kind of explain to the listener what he looked like?
Yeah, we had seen him the year before, and he was a pretty decent 8-point, but he was pretty young. But he showed up during bow season, and Dad luckily left him there for a little bit. And we had some pictures of him. He was just a pretty wide 8-point, pretty heavy. And I haven't shot anything on my bow. Had some pretty rough luck with that past couple of years. But so I went home one day during the semester, mid to late October, I think. And the first evening he came in, and I was in just a little 12-foot tripod. Came in and he sat broadside, and I got drawn on him. And just as I was about to get ready to shoot at him, a doe wheezed at him, and he kind of blew up and went to about 25 yards. And I didn't account for the quartering away. So when I shot, I knew I stuck him, but I didn't know where because it was getting close to dark. And actually, my mom and Dad were watching. Dad just happened to look down from the house and kick up, so he knew I hit him. And he blew out, and I gave him a little bit. We went and looked for him and found a lot of blood, but no deer. And so I tracked him for probably 3 days that weekend. And then actually the Tuesday that I was in class, Mom texted me and told me they had pictures of him on the camera again, that he was back. So that was a pretty good phone call.
Yeah. So, like, how much blood?
A pretty good bit, enough to where I thought he was going to be laying up at any point.
Yeah.
But we had a rainstorm coming in the next morning, so we probably pushed him a little bit and kept him up. But you could tell where he went in and where he kind of sat down, and then where we had pushed him up again.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so we could see where I hit him on the camera, and it was a good shot if he would have been either broadside or quartering to me. But quartering away was a little far forward, and it went through his neck and had a pass through, but didn't hit any vitals.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah. So after I got the phone call, I took off again Thursday right after class, and I hunted all weekend. And I was getting to where I knew a specific doe that he hung out with a lot. And then one evening, I guess it was that morning, she walked out. And I started shaking pretty bad, and she wasn't in front of me. I don't think she was in front of me for about 30 seconds before she blew out of there. So it was a good thing he wasn't with her.
Yeah.
But I was kind of expecting a big 8 to be trailing her, and I got pretty nervous. But so that evening I decided I was going to put my ghillie suit on, so maybe they wouldn't see me as easy if I started shaking. And went hunting. I guess it'd be Saturday night. And we're getting right at dark, getting pretty hard to see. I kind of looked down to the left, and through the tree line, and I can see the left side of him from about 150 yards, walking right beside the trees. And all I can see is his left horn, and I could tell that it was him just based off of his width and all that kind of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And walked right in, and I got drawn, and he sat there, and as soon as he got within my shooting lane, he looked right at me, facing me, and knew where the arrow came from the last time.
Yeah.
And he sat there for about 30 seconds and stared right at me while I was at full draw. And finally, I guess, decided I wasn't in there and went ahead and started eating. But it was getting pretty dark on me, and I was waiting for him to turn, but he'd never turned broadside, so I had to take a quartering to me shot. And knew I hit him, and he took off and went the same direction he went the time before. And so I got out of the stand and looked, and I didn't find any blood, and I didn't find any arrows. So I was getting pretty nervous at that point. So I let him sit there for a little bit and waited till Dad got home, and a couple buddies came over, and we just made our way through the little gap there and finally walked up on him. And we finally found the arrow and didn't have any blood on it.
Huh.
And he was laying on it didn't pass through. It got stuck between two ribs on his opposite side. And he was laying on his entry hole, and there wasn't a drop of blood anywhere.
Huh. You hit him good?
Yeah, I had a double lung on him, but nothing came out. It was all internal, but he finally went down.
Wow.
We just happened to walk up on him.
Man, that's crazy. How far did he go after you shot?
Probably about 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went down and got in some tall grass and laid down.
What was the result of that first shot? Did it look like it had started infecting that area or anything yet, or was it still pretty clean?
No, it was still pretty clean. There was a little spot where you could tell it was trying to heal up. But, no, I mean, it didn't affect the meat or anything. It was a clean pass right through the front part of the shoulder and all the way through the neck and passed through.
Was he just bleeding neck blood, or what was it?
Yeah, I'm guessing, because it didn't hit anything vital.
Yeah. Huh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Deer are tough, man. So that was your first buck?
I'd never get. Yeah, first one I shot with a bow.
First deer with a bow, huh?
And got to shoot him twice. How about that?
Bang for your buck there, man. That's awesome, dude. Well, I actually didn't know all that, man, so that's news to me. I don't know how we missed that part of the story sometime in the last year or so, but it's pretty cool. Was that in October last year?
Yeah, the first time I shot him was probably the middle of October, and then I think I killed him on October 20th, the week after, and shot him the first time.
Yeah. Was he on the does pretty good at that October 20th spot, or was he just more concerned with food?
No, he had a doe already picked out. We have a doe down there that has a bunch of white on her, a bunch of white spots all over her back. So it's pretty easy to tell which one she is. And he hung around her for the whole week that I was back at school.
Huh.
No, mom saw him every day, but he didn't come out until the second night I was hunting.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Well, you got any new prospects this year? I know you hunt down south with your dad some too, and I know you guys. He showed me some pictures the other day, and it looks like there's some nice ones down there. But anything else around the home place there that you're looking at this year?
We've got one deer we saw. I guess this is our third year that we've seen him, but he hadn't grown like we hoped he would. But we're going to go ahead and give him another year.
Oh yeah.
See if he can come out. I think he's probably going to be about 5. And then we got some other young deer.
Yeah.
That are not prospects yet, but maybe next year.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, that's cool. You, I heard your mom talking yesterday that it might be you and her fighting over a big one down south. So, good luck with that, man.
I pretty much accepted I'm probably not going to get it.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, man. Paying your dues.
That's right. Yeah.
Sometimes it's good. I've always said it's good not to shoot a giant for one of your first deer, because then it's like, where do you go from there?
Yeah, no, I want to still enjoy trying to see a big one, but
yeah.
But no, I'm still pretty new to bow hunting, so hopefully I'll have some more luck this year.
Yeah, how'd this kind of affect you mentally as a bow hunter? Does it make you want to do it more, or did it kind of sour you on it some?
Oh no, it makes me bow hunting's a completely different animal. It's a whole lot more fun being 15 yards from them than 150.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that little experience made me want to do it again to make me sound a little better on my next story that I didn't have to do twice.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's the real world, man.
It is.
I'm glad you're willing to tell it, because that happens way more than what people like to, act like it does.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real deal. That's a real thing. And I'm so glad it worked out the way it did for you. It would have stunk to hit him too far back and then just lose him and him die, from gut shot or whatever. But the way, it all worked out was just pretty awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a pretty neat deal. Got my heart pumping a few times.
Yeah, I bet.
I imagine, man.
I was glad when it was finally over with.
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about it anymore.
That's a weird thing, man. Yeah, like you when you put a lot of pressure on yourself, sometimes it's like, getting through with it is like, yeah, this is a good feeling, It
was a big relief to finally see him on the ground.
Yeah, for sure, man. I imagine. Did you got a shoulder mount on that deer, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah,
it got done a while back. I haven't got him hung up yet.
I saw that, man. He looks. I actually got to see him in person for the first time when I went over there a couple weeks ago, I guess. And dude, he's bigger than I thought, man. Like he looks good in pictures for sure, but that deer's solid, man.
Mom did a pretty good job on the angles.
Yeah. I mean, he's big, man, for sure. I mean, it's a great 8-point. Did you ever score him or anything?
Yeah, he scored 124.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's a big slick bad. 8, man.
That is.
Especially for around here. That's an awesome deer.
Yeah, I was pretty happy about him.
That deer probably outscores the 10-point I shot for my first bow buck, so it's pretty good, man. Oh, awesome. I appreciate you coming on and telling the story, man, and I guess go make you an A on your test or whatever you got coming up here in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
All right, dude. Well, be careful driving.
All right, man. We'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks.
See ya.
I'm a little bit jealous, man, of old Kash.
Yeah?
Kash, man, because, just, I've never shot a buck in East Texas, man.
Really?
And so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That first one you never recovered.
Yeah.
Right. You
I guess technically
one.
I shot it.
Yeah, that's right.
But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think I was 9 years old or 8 or 9 years old, maybe 10 years old.
There is a slightly pretty long tined 8-point over at my property that I just might let you shoot.
Talk about like that is East Texas.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
he for sure has the East Texas vibe going.
Slightly pencil, long tined 8-point, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's him.
Yeah, if you're serious about it, I don't know how serious you are, but I would entertain that, man, for sure. I definitely, like I said, I've never shot one in East Texas. I've shot a doe, a couple of does, I guess.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. So that's it, man. And it's just one of them deals where like getting permission has been tough for me, man. I in high school was busy with football, and college was busy with football, and then I come back and I'm touring and basically lived on the road. I was literally on the road more than I was home. So it's like getting permission, getting to know people in your community, and that kind of thing was tough, man. So I don't know. It's been definitely been a uphill battle trying to get a place with a legal buck on it for me in East Texas. But you've got probably potential to have several legal bucks on your property this year.
Yeah, my property sits up pretty good for later in the season. Hopefully, having some big bucks move off of a large woodlot onto my place. So kind of looking forward to that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do know I'm ready to shoot something, dude, and I hope we can get it done soon.
Me too, man. Me too. Well, we're gonna head out to public land this week, I think. So maybe something will happen special for us there. And if it's like most of our other sits on Texas Public, then it might not. But that'll still be. I'm just excited to go sit in the woods with a little bit cooler temperatures, man.
Yep, for sure, man. I'm ready to go do it.
Like I said earlier in the podcast, continue to check on our YouTube channel. Things are going to keep popping up, including a hunt from public land that was earlier this year, where we had bucks fighting in early October.
Whoa.
That's coming out soon. Don't forget Casey's hog film. And guys, if you like these big buck breakdowns, make sure and subscribe. That way you get notified every time a new one comes out, which we're trying to do these early in the week, every week until the end of the year. So hopefully you'll get some good stories to inspire you to get out, and it just gets better from now on, man.
That's right. Until the end of season, man, I'm just feeling good about life.
Me too, man. Me too.
Every day is a closer day to better deer hunting.
That's right, man. Well, I'm excited. So anyway, guys, remember, this is your element.
Live in it.
Well, I've always heard blood is thicker than water. It's why she moves so slow when you look down upon her. Well, I can see it cross and it still looks the same. It's a rain.
Hey everybody, listen up. I got mega huge news. Meat Eater Live is heading back out on the road. That's right. Join me and the crew. Clay Newcomb, Cal, Yanni, Spencer's going to be there. Phil the engineer's going to be there. Meat Eater Live headed back out. Now, when you get every ticket, okay, every ticket you buy, you get a signed copy of our new Meat Eater Outdoor Cookbook. This tour is celebrating the release of the book. Buy a ticket, get a signed copy, Meat Eater Outdoor Cookbook, wild game recipes for the grill, smoker, camp stove, and campfire, which I'll point out is a $38 value. Here's where we're going to go. April 23rd, the Mesa Arts Center in Mesa, Arizona. April 24th, the Balboa Theater in San Diego. April 25, The Grove in Anaheim, California. April 27, the Crest Theater in Sacramento. April 29, the Union in Salt Lake City. April 30, the Egyptian in Boise. May 1, the Wilma Theater in Missoula. May 2, the Bing Crosby Theater in Spokane, Washington. May 4, Revolution Hall in Portland, Oregon. And May 5, the last day of the tour, Pantages Theater in Tacoma, Washington. For tickets and more information, visit the events page at themeateater.com. Hope to see you at the show.